Geek Myths, a novel about life, love, and the pursuit of sonic screwdrivers. Available in paperback and Kindle edition from Amazon.
Scanning for audio.
Welcome to a Tin Dog podcast. Yes, this is what I promised. This is the first of six podcasts all about the legacy of time. You see, the legacy of time is the 20th anniversary celebration story from Big Finish. It's something that's been literally years in the making. I mean, we are talking, 2-3 years to produce this, well, I'm going to use the word masterpiece. Now, for those of you who've been listening to the TDP for a while, I just need to say that, right, I say this quite often, but this time I mean it on a massive level. If ever you buy just one Big Finish product, like just one, that's it, you're done. This is it. Don't mess about. Don't think, I'll get round to it or whatever. If you've just got the downloads, like, is your thing, and you think, there's too much stuff on my shelf, because that's how people talk these days. I've just got stuff everywhere. I don't need an actual physical thing. You do. You need this. For a start, you could have this at conventions and just get it signed randomly, because everyone's in this. I mean, everyone. It's ludicrous, and it is what I can only describe almost, but not quite, as pandering to us fans on a massive level. This gives us stuff we've wanted for so long. Right. This is also, it's a fine wine of a story, yeah? Does that make sense? You've got linked narratives, you've got basically individual stories that have got a bit of a hook at the end, apparently. At least that's what it sounds like. And then they all lead to one massive story at the end. Yeah? Each story is the equivalent of like one disc, so we're looking at about 50-60 minutes long. And the stories are Lies in Ruins, that's the first one. The Split Infinitive, second one. The third one, The Sacrifice of Joe Grant. The third one, Relative Time. The fifth one, The Avenues of Possibility. And the sixth one, Collision Course. Now, as I said, this is a fine wine of a story. So what I'm going to do is, I'm going to review each individual one and release them as a separate podcast. Because I want to enjoy it basically with you. Now, I've not heard them yet. Well, I have heard the first one, and that was what made me want to do this. This is what made me want to come along and go, no, don't just binge them all. Now, I've got a massive drive today, so I'm going to try and cram it all in, and we'll sort it out. But when it comes to synopsises, you know me, I record those separately. So if I am including them, well, you know what's happened. So, as I said, I've already listened to the first one, Lies in Ruins. And that is the subject of this podcast. Because Lies in Ruins is the one that was played at, Big Finish Day. There is a reaction video out there of people who've just experienced it. But as I said at Big Finish Day, I walked in knowing what it was. And then I went, hang on. I can't stay here. I can't just experience this one bit of the story and then move on and not know what's going to happen. That's madness. So then I went away and listened to Survivors, because that's going to cheer you up. So I basically snuggled down and I listened to story one, and that's what we're talking about this time. Because and I don't want to use the word pandering again because I used it a couple of times earlier. It's got that meetup that all us old school Big Finish fans have wanted forever. It's River Song and beneath Summerfield. The thing is, once you've got two very professional archaeologists in the room, what you've got is some people who are good at archaeology. There's not going to be that much bickering. There's not going to be that much stuff going on. Yes, everyone's going to feel slightly superior to the other, but that's about it. It's one of those meetings we've always wanted, like, with Daleks and Cybermen, and what's actually going to happen is just going to be lots of fighting. What's going to happen when two archaeologists meet? They're going to have a chat about archaeology, yeah! Now, far be it from me to be as crass as to mention something like the Brechtel test, but let's face it, you've got two female characters, and they're going to be talking about a male character. But that is the nature of the beast, and let's face it, the Doctor's not always a male character. So whether you pass the test or not, that's another kettle of fish. But also, two female characters who happen to dislike a third female character because of the effect on the male character. Yes. And more alarm bells? Moving on, I think. Perhaps this is the sort of thing that's best ignored, or is that another part of the patriarchy? I think I'll just go and have a little lie down somewhere. But you know what? Performance-wise, out of the park. Lisa Bauman, brilliant. Totally holding her own. Well, not even holding her own, just holding court. Alex Kingston, well, she is River Song. She really is. You can't fault this story at all. And then you've got some sinister goings on. You see, the problem with this story is that it's going to be a bit spoiler heavy. Here's the synopsis. Time is collapsing. Incidents of chaos and devastation are appearing throughout the lives of one Time Lord and his many friends, all fallout from one terrible disaster. From Earth's past and present to timeless alien worlds, from the cloisters of Gallifrey to the Vortex itself, the Doctor must save universal history, and he needs all the help he can get. Life in Ruins by James Goss. On a strange, ruined world, a renowned archaeologist opens an ancient tomb, only to find another archaeologist got there first. Professors Summerfield and Song unite to solve a mystery. Then the Eighth Doctor arrives, and things become dangerous, because their best friend isn't quite the man River and Benny remember. So, Mysterious Planet, check. Eighth Doctor, check. So, is it going to go 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2... No, it's not. There's 6 stories, and it's not quite going to be as laid out as you think. I mean, you've already heard the titles. Brilliant story, fantastic opening, because it shows the McGann Doctor at his darkest, at his most depressed, at his world-weary, at his pre-regeneration into the War Doctor times. Simply stunning. Now, there won't be an individual trailer for each of the stories, which is a massive shame, and I'm sure I could challenge someone out there to go away and make their own trailer for each of the stories, but don't bother. Absolutely don't bother. There's one trailer, and I'll play it at the end, because this is going to be brilliant. It's just going to be great. 20 years of Big Finish celebrated perfectly, and I just have to find the money from somewhere to buy this box set, because all I've got is a download, and I really want this. So with that, I'll play you the trailer and let you get on, because I want to hear story number 2, and I want to get on with this long, long drive. Be seeing you.
Coming soon from Big Finish Productions, Doctor Who, The Legacy of Time.
I don't believe it. Ah, there you are. What kept you? Cocktails?
Ah, this should be interesting.
Doctor! Hey, Doctor!
Who are these strange shouting women?
Archaeologists.
Brilliant. When can we have an adventure?
It's already started.
Whoa, Alison! Good work!
We've had a bit more experience since the last time you met us. We can handle ourselves these days.
I can tell!
You must have activated his jetpack!
It'll take him time to get it under control.
I need to link the holes and then pass physically through the breach you arrive through.
That sounds too simple.
No, it's simple enough.
I'll have a couple of men help set up a...
Gage, watch out!
No, Joe!
Get back!
No, 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 no! Wow! I've never seen a TARDIS appear like that before.
Not many have. I need to get your ship on the same wavelength as mine. Do you mind?
I'm Jenny. Did I say that already?
Hello, Jenny. I'm the Doctor.
Whoa, what?
What is happening out there? Things live in the Vortex.
Vortisaurs. And no, they're usually much warier. I suggest you call a halt to abandoning ship.
The Multihaven and Cybermen in Singapore!
I'm in the eye of the storm! The time storm! Wish me luck!
Good luck! You're not from 1751. You have no right to be here either.
Release your prisoner and leave.
You think you can threaten us? Oh, yes. You're outnumbered.
And outgunned.
But surely she cannot be the Doctor?
Listen, the next time you need a favour, ask someone else.
I have no idea who you are, and I haven't asked you to do anything.
Time travel does my head in. Come on, we haven't got all day.
Navigational coordinates reprogrammed.
Dimensional stabilizers engaged.
Temporal buffers online.
We're clear for Vortex access.
Power levels at maximum.
Force fields up.
Dematerialize! Now!
Dematerializing.
Big Finish. We love stories.
On Saturday the 31st of August 2019, Hooverville returns. The Derby Quad brings us the best little Doctor Who convention in the world. Guests announced so far include Andrew Smith, Ingrid Oliver, Osgood, Sophia Miles, Madame Pompadour, the girl in the fireplace, Nabil Shaban, who played Syl, Christopher Ryan, Lord Kiv in Mind Warp, and General Stahl in the Sontaran Stratagem, Edward Russell, former Doctor Who brand manager, Rob Ritchie, 3D animator on the Macra Terror, Keith Barnfather from Real Time Pictures, Chris Chapman, Doctor Who VAM producer, James Burgess, model maker on Mission to the Own remake, and there are sponsored guests including Michael E. Bride, director, and Simon Fisher Becker, who played Dorian Maltavar. There are still guests to be announced, and some of them are pretty impressive. So get yourself over to the Derby Quad website and book yourself a ticket for Saturday the 31st of August 2019. See you there. That was the Doctor Who Tin Dog podcast, available on iTunes, YouTube, Twitter, RSS, Vimeo, and across the internet. Doctor Who and its associated properties are all copyright and trademark of the BBC. No infringement is intended. Why not become a supporter by visiting patreon.com/tindog. Contact the show on tin-dog@hotmail.co.uk. The Tin Dog podcast is a founder member of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance.